Hi there, good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you here to look back at a classic rock album here on Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, we're doing one of those classics tonight. I picked this album kind of motivated by Will's Rush page the other night to finally do this album. I don't know why I've left this so long. I thought I had already done it, but I hadn't. Not sure why. But it's the album that kind of led me back to Rush, and that's Snakes and Arrows. So probably in the early 2000, 2001, 2002, in that area when my daughter was born, I started having more time to listen to music because I was in the car a lot, driving a couple jobs. And I was listening to them a lot, but basically the classic stuff. I never listened to anything beyond Signals, just the classic stuff. And then this album came out about 2007, summer of 2007, and I seen it and bought it. So it was the first Rush album that I bought post Signals era, and it brought me fully back to the band 100%. Now during that time period when my daughter was born, 2001, 2002, I reinstated Rush as my favorite band because nobody had ever really topped that original classic stuff. But then this album came out and I absolutely fell in love with this album. And then I started going back and collecting all their other stuff. So tonight we're doing Snakes and Arrows from 2007. So this album was released May the 1st, 2007. Recorded at Grandmaster Studio in Los Angeles, California. Altair Shokan, I think that's how you pronounce it. Altair Shokan in New York City. And was about 62 minutes long, so fairly long album for me. But I love it. It's a great album. Of course, on the Anthem record label, and Rush and Nick Raskulitz. I'm going to bastardize this guy's name. I feel bad about it, but Raskulitz on production of the album. So there are 13 tracks on this album. Even that is large for me and a Rush album at that time. So this booklet has this in it too, which is really good. But the music on here is absolutely killer. I do like this cover quite a bit as well. Snake swallowing his own tail. Yeah, so also, appearing on the album, of course, I'll give you their full musical playing on the album, what they're playing, really. So Neil Peart's on drums, electronic percussion, and tambourine. I don't see him playing tambourine, but I guess he's in here. Geddy Lee, bass guitar, keyboards, mellotron, and lead vocals. Actually, all vocals. Alex Lifeson on 6 and 12 string acoustic and electric guitars, as well as mandolin and medola and bouzouki, which I think is a kind of a funny instrument, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. And then in addition to that, we have Ben Mink back here to play strings on Faithless. So the tracks, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty here. So very strong album. Lots. I like almost everything on here. I probably like more tracks on this album by Rush than any other album, mostly because the classic albums all have 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks on them. You know, in case of 2112, they had 10, but normally speaking, that's about the number of tracks you would get on an album by Rush. This one has 13, though. Starts out with the song Far Cry, heavy, catchy. The drums are really good on this. To me, this is a smooth, crystal clear song that I think is probably the best song on the album. Fantastic tune. I love it. Then you got Armor and Sword. This one's more of a almost a metal song. Very driven by that rhythm, catchy beat, up and down kind of sound. Fantastic. I think Geddy's vocals are good on this too. Geddy's vocals on this album are pretty strong, I must admit. Even though they're a little bit less than what they used to be. They're not high pitched or anything, but they're good on here. Working Them Angels, another great track. Another kind of heavy, melodic, guitar riffing dominated song. Alex is all over this album. I think this, to me, may be one of his best albums. The Larger Bowl, that was kind of the hit. I think this is kind of the hit on the album. It's the one that got played on the radio anyways. Pretty catchy tune. Vocals are good. Got a nice kind of melody. Also has that nice kind of chorus that is catchy as hell as well. Spindrift, another good track. Main Monkey Business, the first of 3 instrumentals on the album. This one is good. I like it quite a bit. It's catchy. It's not overplayed. It's fantastic. The Way the Wind Blows. This one's a bit of an emotional track. I find this a bit of an emotional track. I try to skip through it, but I don't. I play it anyways. I do like this cover on the back, by the way, too. Really good. Yeah, a bit of an emotional track, but catchy. Then you got Hope, which is the second instrumental on, but this one is just acoustic guitar. This one was written by Alex Lifeson, of course, and it's really good. Among his better stuff, I believe, acoustically, since going back to the classic era. And the reason I like this album so much is that it kind of, the entry point kind of feels similar to what it did with Permanent Waves when I first bought my first Rush album. Faithless, decent track. I like it. Bravest Face. This one, another kind of an emotional, well, both Faithless and Bravest Face are both kind of an emotional tracks for me. Good News First, kind of a quirky song. I don't mind it though. Then you got the last kind of instrumental on the album, Malignant Narcissism. One of my favorite of their, you want to put it, instrumental songs. Probably behind La Villa Strongato and YYZ, but after that, it's probably this track, Malignant Narcissism. And in some ways, I actually like this better than YYZ. It's not as memorable, but I really like it too. And We Hold On, this may be the second best track on the album. So it bookends very nice. Far Cry, We Hold On. Both fast-paced, catchy, great hooks, great catchy kind of riffs. I think, like I said, Alex Lifeson is all over this. I think this may be my favorite album with him on it. And it's between this and probably Hemispheres, but both really good albums, really good. Anyways, tonight's album, Snakes and Arrows, released 2007, Rush's 18th studio album. Definitely for me, headed for that elusive masterpiece album. Rush has had 5 of them, but hasn't had one in 3 decades or 4 decades for me. So this one is headed to making that. It's come back on for me. I burned it out. I played it so much back when it first came out. I was playing it like every day, all day long, whenever I would be driving. And I think I burned it out, and it stayed kind of burned out for a while, but started making a comeback. And now I'm just loving it. I think it's fantastic. So there you have it. Snakes and Arrows by Rush. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. If you want to comment on Snakes and Arrows or on Rush or on both or on anything related to this, you can do that in the comment section below. And we'll be back next Monday night for another look back at another classic rock album. So take care. Have yourself a good evening and goodbye.